have invited the spokesperson of China Manned Space Station and also the Deputy Director, Mr. Lin Xiqiang, to give you more information and also answer some of your questions. First, I invite Mr. Lin Xiqiang to give you the details of the mission. Friends from the media, good morning. Entrusted by the mission headquarters, now I will give you the information regarding the Shenzhou-14 crewed mission. According to the decision made by the headquarters, 10:45 a.m. on June 5th, we will launch Shenzhou-14, and the crew is composed of astronauts Chen Dong, Liu Yang, and Cai Xuzhe, with Chen Dong as the commander. They are all from the second batch of Chinese astronauts. Chen Dong carried out Shenzhou-11 mission, and astronaut Liu Yang carried out Shenzhou-9 crewed mission. And this is the maiden flight for astronauts Cai Xuzhe. Currently, Long March 2F Y14 will very soon be filled with propellant. The Shenzhou-14 crewed mission is the second crewed mission. It's the second mission at the stage, phase 2 of this construction stage, and also the second crewed mission. And for the astronauts, they will station in space for 6 months, and they will receive the Wentian and Mengtian lab modules, and they will also help to dock and rendezvous these two modules, and also to help to complete the construction of these 3 modules. And they will also help to support and maintain the supporting equipment. And they will also carry out in-orbit experiments, and also they will carry out the daily maintenance work as well. Based on the schedule, after the Shenzhou-14 into the preset orbit, it will be carry out the automatic rendezvous and docking in the radio port with Tianhe core module, and it will become a assembly with Tianhe core module and Tianzhou-4 cargo ship. During their stay in orbit, Shenzhou-14 crew mission will receive 2 lab modules, as well as Tianzhou-5 cargo ship, as well as Shenzhou-15 aircraft. And they will also have in-orbit handover work with crew from Shenzhou-15 and then back to Dongfeng landing site. Right now, Tianzhou-3, Tianzhou-4, and the Tianhe core module are operating normally and all functioning well, and is ready for rendezvous and docking, as well as receiving the accommodation of Shenzhou-14 crew members. Long March 2F Y14 all passed assessment, and the crew right now is also in good shape. The ground systems, all the facilities, equipment are all ready for the launch mission. Right now, all the preparations are underway, and this is the basic information about the upcoming Shenzhou-14 mission. And now I'm ready to answer your questions. Please identify yourself before raising questions. With Xinhua News Agency, my question regarding Shenzhou-13 crew members. Shenzhou-13 back to the ground for 2 months, and this is the first mission in orbit for 6 months, and we're really keen to know about their physical conditions. Would you please talk more about Shenzhou-13 crew? Thank you for your care to the Shenzhou-13 crew. So the recovery after their return, and including physical and mental, as well as nutrition a recovery, so that will including the rehabilitation, recovery, and quarantine, these 3 stages. Astronauts Zhai Zhigang, Wang Yaping, and Ye Guangfu returned to Beijing this year. As of May 15, Shenzhou-14 crew had finished their stage 1 of quarantine work. During this stage, based on the trainings on ground in water as well as the TCM method, the 3 astronauts right now reaching the pre-mission condition in terms of their endurance and cardiovascular reserves. Right now, coming to the second stage, that will be last about 1 month. That's for the recovery stage. So basically, that will help them to build up their muscles, and they will receive their custom-made plan for recovery. So far, these 3 astronauts in good health condition, including the normal physical and mental parameters. Let's meet our expectations. And also, this is the work carried out for astronauts after they're staying in orbit for 6 months. We also learned the experience from the previous mission, and we believe that it will also lay a solid foundation for the following crew mission returning home. Thank you. With CMT CCTV, my question is, during the orbital stay of Shenzhou-14, and they will receive 2 lab modules, which is Mengtian and Wentian. And we know that this is the very first time for astronauts to receive the upcoming modules. I would like to know what kind of preparation they have done to these upcoming missions. Any special designed preparation for this purpose? Thank you for your question. Shenzhou-14 crewed mission is the very first time of a crewed mission during the construction phase of China's space station. So 2 lab modules, Wentian and Mengtian, as well as Tianhe core module, will formed in assembly. And to be specific, Shenzhou-14 will cooperate with the ground team to complete 2 lab modules to dock and rendezvous with the core module, and also to make in-orbit shift reposition. And they will also enter to the lab modules to build the environmental friendly working environment, and also they will also use the robotic arms as well as the airlock cabin, and they will also to use the airlock cabin at the Wentian lab module to conduct extravehicular activities. This is different from the previous mission, and they will also carry out the unlock and install of the experiment cabin in the lab modules, and they will also carry out a science publication work as well. And their health condition will also be monitored, and they will also carry out training in orbit, as well as conduct a large number of daily maintenance, and also to the daily management as well.
In orbit, the crew member will be facing a lot of challenges and tasks that will be very complicated. And during this period of time, they will be witnessing 9 different models of the positioning and the complexing. They will be manipulating the robotic arms. They will also carry out extravehicular activities from the other cabins. There will be 5 rendezvous and docking, 3 times of separation, and evacuation, as well as 2 tasks of the repositioning. All those tasks and missions are interconnected. And that is a huge amount for our team members in a crew. After accomplishing all the disciplines in general, our crew members have also joined other specific training lessons and drills. First of all, for the 问天 and 梦天 lab modules, for the setting up of all the parameters as well as the setting of the living environment, our team members have already gained the skills. Second, for the smaller size of robotic arms, our team members have known how to manipulate them. They also know how to do a remote controlling of those parts of the equipment. And third, for the 3 modules, we have an increasing number of the experiments number. We have also 30 more activities of training related to the platform of scientific experiments. So our team members, they are capable of carrying out all kinds of experiments as required. They have also communicated with the previous crew members from the Shenzhou-14 and Shenzhou-13. On this basis, we will also continue to improve the guarantee measures to ensure a safe stay and efficient work in orbit for our team member for this current mission. Next question, please. Thank you. With CMG, during the verification stage, the robotic arm constitutes a very important part. This time, we will start to use a smaller size of the robotic arm. What is so special with the smaller robotic arm, and what's its function? Thank you very much. As is mentioned in your question, robotic arm is a very famous and also an important part of the construction of the space station. This time, we have equipped the whole complex with a smaller size of robotic arm. Compared to the larger size of robotic arm, the smaller one has the following characteristics. First of all, it's more flexible. The smaller one, for its length and also the weight, it's half the level of the larger one. And it has a 1/8 of the capacity of the loading. It's more flexible in motion and in manipulation. Second, it's more precise. By the terminal of this smaller size of robotic arm, it's more precise in the positioning. The precision can be 5 times the level compared to the larger size of the robotic arm. So usually for more delicate missions, we can use the smaller size of the robotic arm. And third, we can realize a combination of the smaller and larger size of the robotic arm. When we put the 2 together, we can form a combo of the robotic arms. For example, in the larger scale of the movement, we can use the larger size of the robotic arm. When we have to go into details, we can use the smaller one. And for the structure, the smaller robotic arm is quite similar to the larger size of the robotic arm, and it can also realize an automated crawling in the extravehicular activities. It can help us to carry out the outside check-in missions. With a smaller robotic arm, we can bring into full play its advantages of flexibility and precision. It can help us to carry out missions with the checks, installations of extravehicular equipment. For the smaller robotic arm, when it's in combo with the larger robotic arm, we can form the synergy between the 2 sides. And finally, we can realize a large scale of operation to better assist the work of our team members in the crew. And we can also use the smaller robotic arm to collaborate with the installation of an external platform outside the airlock cabin. We can also use the smaller robotic arm to assist the work of the larger robotic arm. In total, with the smaller robotic arm, we can increase the reliability of the robotic arm system. For the larger and smaller size robotic arms, they have their own features and functions. When they put together, we can realize a bigger synergy and finally suit the demands of our mission. Next question, please. Thank you. I'm with the Central Discipline Commission. After the completion of this mission, we will also send the Wentian and Mengtian lab modules, which can give us greater room for the future space operation. What is the future plan for the scientific experiments, and what are the expected results? Thank you very much for this question. As the space labs in the space station, we can enable 25 scientific experiment cabins. In each cabin, it's like one smaller size of scientific labs. We can do the experiments for one single discipline or interdisciplinary experiments. In total, we can satisfy the requirements for the work of the scientific side. For example, the researchers for the science of life. We can also equip this module with the labs to study the microgravity environmental studies and also the growth of the plants in this microgravity environment. And in an enclosed environment, we can also study the growth of the life. And with the visible light, as well as the other imaging technology, we can support the molecular, circular, and also the tissue development, as well as the experiments. At the same time, we can also do the experiments with different level of the gravity from 0.01 to 2G. We are also carrying out microgravity-related studies in the combustion science, fundamental physical studies. We have interdisciplinary and multiple disciplinary cabins for the scientific experiments. We study the basic process of the combustion, and we also do some cutting-edge studies, for example, related to the atoms. At the same time, we will also do the experiments never carried out in the past. Those are unprecedented experiments. We also do some gravitational experiments. Outside the experiment module, we also do the exposed experiments. For the components, we will try whether they can be collaborating one with another in the extravehicular environment. We will also establish and launch the Chinese space station telescope that is called Xuntian. That will be co-orbiting with our space station. During the construction phase of the space station, in total we have arranged more than 100 projects of experiments of science and technology. And in the future, we can expect to see a greater number of experiments. We will also study the dark matter and dark energy, and also the formation of the galaxies, the nature and essence of the life phenomenon, as well as some other important subjects, such as the sustainable development of the planet Earth. All those scientific experiments will set a solid foundation for the future missions.
Due to the interest of time, last question, please. Thank you. With PLA Daily. We know COVID-19 is revisiting and imposing the challenges to our work, but we're very glad to see that all the work of the mission is carrying out in an orderly manner. Would you please talk about how you overcome the difficulties brought by COVID-19 to carry out all these precise plans? Thank you very much for your interest in the implementation of the plan. We know it's a really tough time for us because we run against the time and to coordinate different sections to create the synergy to implement and carry out the mission. And we also have a lot of difficulties in front of us, especially the Omicron variant is also revisiting and also causing a lot of infections in Beijing, Shanghai, Xi'an, because a lot of these places we have the relevant agencies stationed there. In order to make sure that we hit the deadline of the plan and also to protect our staff's safety, we try our best to mitigate the impact caused by COVID-19. And first, we build up the COVID-19 precaution measures. All different agencies and systems fully implement the decision made by the Civic Central Committee, State Council, and local authorities, and we always follow the most stringent measures. For all the astronauts in March, they're already in the closed loop management style. And second, we hope that we can buy more time, so we accelerate our speed of work. We always prepare for the worst scenario, so we have the pre-study of the possible situation of COVID-19, and we race against the time to make sure that we could buy more time as possible. And third, we keep optimizing our working plan, and we use the intelligence and informative measures to conduct our work and make sure there's no big gathering. And for the key posts, in terms of working space and operation space, they also in the closed loop management and make sure that all the work can be carried out. And in addition, we also establish the ad hoc party committee, and we also leverage the role of the party committee at the grassroots. So they also played as the leading role to cooperate and also to drive the progress of the work. Looking back of the whole preparation process, we can see that all involved systems make their unremitting efforts to carry out the mission. And for some teams, they just stayed in this place for a couple months, and they just put aside their small families for the bigger families' interest. During the whole process, the Central Committee, the State Council, and also the localities give us great support. On behalf of the mission headquarters, we would like to say a big thank you to all the public and also for all people involved in the systems. Going forward, we'll be leveled our head to keep up our work to make sure that the construction of China's space station can be constructed as the plan, and also to welcome the upcoming 20th National Congress. And this is the end of today's press conference. Thank you, Mr. Lin Xiqiang. With the following work of the Tiangong space station, and we will release the relevant information on our official website. Thank you very much for your great care and support to the endeavor of China's space station work, and I wish the mission full success. Thank you.